I'm gonna hold the mic, but if I need to put it down, I will. So I'm Erica Michele. That's my middle name, named after my godmother. My middle name is after my godmother. I never met her in person. Just recently found her on Facebook. Wow. So, y'all remember this? Can't remember really what else went up here. I blocked that out. So when we was little, younger, who remember that? Nobody? Is this the Detroit thing? That's just me. That's just say block, because I blocked that out. I can't remember what it was.
What was it?
Okay, so when we were little, we used to do these things. This how old you wanted to be when you got your car, and it was different cars on that side, and then on this side it was, I think, the boy you like or whose name you wanted to be. I think one of these was how many kids you wanted, and I can't remember what it went up there, but it was something. Yeah. So at 10, 11, this was like our little vision board. As kids, we didn't know what we was doing, right? We just did it, like all the time when we supposed to probably been doing something else in class. We was writing these out, passing them around. I was. And so that was our vision board. People just know that this thing is good, but it don't always happen. So Boomy told you about the last year. So this last year, let me go back. So I'm Erica. I got 4 kids, all right? Started off with 2. I was with my husband since I was 18. No, 17. That's good. That's good. I was with him since I was 18, 17 or 18, I don't know. But through that time, just a whole lot of stuff happened. So I'm a girl. I got a mama and a daddy. I got a stepdaddy. I got family on the side. So I come from a family of addiction. So I got a mother, a father, a stepdaddy, a granddaddy, 2 granddaddies. So that just runs throughout there. You know, we don't have to go into detail, but that's just run. So I was always, I ain't gonna have no addiction, I ain't gonna have no addiction, I ain't gonna have no addiction, right? Right. So who know that food is an addiction? Yeah. Food is my addiction. It may not be drug, it may not be, but sometimes food has to give up. It's still powerful. With all that to be said, my husband, my husband this last year. In this last year, I lost my husband, I lost my house, I lost my car, I moved, I found out my husband had 2 extra kids that we ain't know about. One we found out a week before he died. He didn't know about that one. Then I found another one that happened after he passed and that he did know about. So in between me and my husband, we have, well, he had maybe 9 kids because it was 3 that came while we were married. 2, but she had a package, and so it was 3. So through all that, my husband was like, we were a team. Like, I'm a cusser, so Boomy know this. My disclaimer is, I still love y'all, okay? And at the end of the day, he wasn't shit, okay? So that just is what it is. So, but he was a very good father. So you know how you hold on to certain things, and people ask you, well, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? He was a very good father. That was it. That was it for me. That was good enough for me. So through the kids, through my husband was a street Negro. So I was gonna say another word, but that's what he was. So he was a street guy, and you know what comes with that. So women, drugs, money. You might have it this week, might not have it next week. So that's what it was. But he was a good father. Like he would, like whatever. My kids don't got one bad thing to say about it. Not one. no matter what. The other kids, they, you know, whatever they got to say, I don't know. Probably not too much negative. Not too much negative. I can't say as far as my kids that he did anything wrong. He may not have been a very good husband, but he was also my best friend. So he was a very good best friend. He was a very good father. He just wasn't a very good husband. That's just the bottom line. And, you know, everybody knows somebody, or it may be you, and you just have to be real with yourself. And some things I learned that when you go through something like this and you lose someone you love, you have to tell the truth about who that person was and who that person was to you, and who he is now. So I had to say a lot of things out loud. So now it doesn't really bother me to say he wasn't shit because he wasn't shit. And now that he's gone, I feel that he's a part of this universe. And now I can talk to him. And things that he may not have said to me while he was here, because he was really tough, too. He was tough. He didn't like people. He didn't like crying. He didn't like none of that. And this is another disclaimer. I don't cry on Saturdays, but I might cry throughout. So, he didn't like none of that. So now, like when I'm talking to him, I feel like he allows me to just do whatever I want to do. Because for so many years, I didn't do what I wanted to do. I was a wife. I was a mother. I was a wife to a man that technically wasn't no good, right? But I was also his best friend. I also had his back. He also had mine. The last year, when he got sick, all I could do, I kept asking, like, why? Like, we moved to Texas, and the last 4 years here in Texas, well, there in Texas, has just been really, really, really awesome. Like, really good. Like, as far as our relationship, it's just been so, so good. That move is what we needed, to just take care of each other, like, to be with each other and to tell stories, you know, tell the truth. Like, he gave me so much information these last 4 years. I was like, oh, I'm your girl, I'm your wife. But that ain't no, I don't want to know that right there. Like, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know. But he told me, like, he released all that. He released a lot of stuff these last 4 years. I wish he released that last child, but that's something he wanted to go to the grave with. That's okay. But, so he released a lot of stuff. So this last year, I'm like, well, God, like, we had all these plans. We was going to do this, we was going to do that, we was going to do this. And, you know, people used to laugh, like, his sister used to laugh all the time, like, it don't take two of y'all to go to the grocery store. Like, why can't he stay home? Why can't just one of y'all? But that's how we were. Like, we were like that couple. Like, if you seen him, you seen me. If you seen me, you seen him. We were a team. But this last year, he got sick. He did not take care of his body at all. Did not take care of his health. It wasn't that important to him. He knew, like, he wasn't going to be here long. He said it all the time. Like, I ain't going to be here. Y'all better listen because I ain't going to be here. He was like that. He had a really old spirit in him. And so he talked like a real old man. But anyway, so I lost him. When I lost him, I did call my stepkid's mother, and she came to the hospital, and we were there, and she brought the kids, and we were all there. And so he left. And then it's like, okay, so he gone. Right? And now what? And so I'm sitting in the hospital, and my daughter drew this picture with her fingers. My 24-year-old. I have a 24-year-old, 22-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 9-year-old. My 9-year-old is the only boy. So my oldest girl, she drew her fingers. She was like, Mom, so this is big old circle. And this is Dad. All this is Dad. And then here you are right here in this circle. And in that circle, you trying to fit me, the other kids, work, school, yourself, church, love, God, devil, whoever. Wow. All your stuff in this little circle. And she said, now he gone. You got to figure out what to do with the rest of this circle. Because now you got all this time on your hands. Which is so true. So I have spent the last 25 years invested, like literally invested in him. Like, he got sick 10 years ago. So at least for the last 10 years, seriously invested in him. My husband would not be able to tell you what medications he took, and he took 15 of them a day. I could run them off right now. He could not say, and his doctor told him one day, he said, you got to know what you're taking. You trust this lady this much? He said, yeah, I do. I do. And when he left, and I found out about the one kid, and one of his friends called me, and he told me, he said, yeah, Erica, you know, I knew about her, but I told the girl, you know, just leave that alone. Like, you can call, because she wanted to call me. She didn't. She ain't really know, you know. she ain't really know, like, my bloodline for real, for real. So, she wanted to call me, and he said, you don't really want to call her. Like, she got his back. Like, you gonna call her with this story, and she gonna have his back. So even like the hood know, like, call her with a kid, it don't matter. She got that's his partner. So that's the type of relationship we had. You can look at us and you can say, like, is that his girl or is that his sister? We were that close. So somewhere in that relationship, I blocked out like the other women. I blocked out the streets, I blocked out the drugs, I blocked out the money, I blocked out jail, I blocked out all that, right? And I was just down for my best friend. So that's how people say, how did you stay? Why did you stay? That's why I stayed. He was my best friend. I did not care what nobody, I've never cared what nobody else thought of me. Never. I've also never had to ask anybody else for anything. Like, never, ever. So if we didn't have food to eat, we didn't have food to eat. I didn't call cousin, you know, Toby and say, hey, I need $50 to eat today. Like, if we didn't have it, we didn't go outside our team to get it. It was up to us. So I knew if I'm with a street guy, and this is what life is for that type of lifestyle. So if you don't have it this week, you just don't have it. I accepted that. So I did whatever I wanted to do, or whatever I had to do, to make sure that everything was taken care of. I've always done it. I always will continue to do it. So getting through this last year, I want to say that I do want to give a shout out to Boomy. I've been a student of Boomy's for 4 years. My husband did not believe in affirmation, you know, vision boards, none of that stuff. None of it. Like, he like, that lady gonna send you to hell or somewhere. You keep saying all that stuff she got you saying. So, but I've been a student of hers for 4 years, almost 5 years. I do want to say that I don't believe I would be standing here if it was not for the time that I've spent being a student of hers, personally, like, sneakingly developing myself personally. Because if, you know, he didn't want no part of it. Like, he just didn't want any part of it. So I would get on the calls, I would do the training, I would, you know, write my out, I would do all of that. And it was not till like recently when I was actually reading out loud stuff to him that I literally wrote down, and that has came to pass. Me standing here in Baltimore is a vision. When I first met Boomy and started being her student, I used to tell her all the time, and I would write down, one day I'm going to get to see her, one day I'm going to get to see her, one day we'll meet in person, one day I'm going to do this, one day, you know, I did all of that. And last year I flew to where she was 4 times last year. And so this, for me to start off the year with her, that's a vision. I created that. And so, and I'm proud of that. And so,
y'all, that deserves a hand for
I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that I was creating a path in the midst of what was going on. So, you know how they say, people talk, you don't pay attention to them, you're talking, paying attention to them. But like Kobe, I think, said, your brain hears stuff, and it works for you. So while he's saying, for the last 4 years, if I got to go back on dialysis, I ain't gonna make it. If I got to go back on dialysis, I ain't gonna make it.
Wow.
I could not get him to stop saying that. I could not get him to stop saying that. If I go back on dialysis and I ain't gonna make it, he went back on dialysis in November, he was gone in July.
Wow.
I knew when he went back on dialysis, because of the way his thinking was, he was not gonna be here long. So I even tried to psych myself out. Like, okay, we're going to do this. And I'm still trying to psych him out. It's okay. They can take one leg. They took one leg. They took 2 legs. It's okay. We can still, like, we can take that cruise. We can do that. And he looked at me one day. He was like, no, you can do that. I'm not getting on no boat in no wheelchair. And that's what he told me. And I knew that. But I still wanted to speak good things to him. Yeah. And so, but I knew his character. I knew that this is not the man in the club in the wheelchair. There's plenty of them out there. Run races with the fake legs, do all that. This was not this man. When this man walked in the club, he wanted to walk in the club. He demanded the room. Like, he demanded life. I still have grown men calling his phone crying. As tough as he was still like a tornado in everybody's life. Like, when he spoke, you just was like, ugh. That's why he got so many damn kids. Because he was just that. He was really deep. He was really like, his presence was so much. He demanded the room. And then here I go, my little self, with this big old presence, who both her daddies was on drugs. And then her dad left. You know, my dad, I just created a relationship with him the last 5 years of his life. And so my dad, he knew me without knowing me. So he knew, like, when he was out there in the streets and stuff like that, he knew that's something I did not want to see. So I can remember times going to see him and they're like, he ain't here. I'm like, okay, he ain't here. I'm like, okay, I know he ain't there, so I'm running there, but he ain't there, okay. But once he got clean, and he was so freaking proud of being clean, right? Like, he ain't care who knew it. Like, cause when he got himself together, he got himself together. He was an entrepreneur. He did landscaping, and he lived off Social Security. He did landscaping, and he lived off Social Security. But had 4 kids. Every one of them had a birthday gift. Every one of them got an Easter basket. He was the one person that if I did get hungry, I could call him, and he would show up with whatever. He ain't asked where Sean was. He ain't go, well, where your nigga at? He ain't do none of that. He showed up. He showed up with chicken. He showed up with whatever he had, and he gave it. But he told me, he was like, I'm so thankful that me and you created this relationship before he left. And my dad, like, people say, oh, my dad loved me. Like, I know that. You know how you can be wondering, like, no, you tell him that Erica just killed the dude on 25th and Main. He'd be like, no, she was right there last night with me. But they got her on video. She on the news. She killed him. No, she didn't. She was right there with me. That's how my husband was, too. Somebody could call him and say, Erica making a rant on Facebook. She just going in. So, like, you couldn't call him and talk. He cut off a whole sibling for calling him talking. They ain't talked to her in 5 years for calling him talking about me. So when I got up under him, I was getting up under, like, my dad, right? So that's how he was to me, my dad. Because coming up to that point, I was just discombobulated. You know, my mother was doing her thing, my dad was doing his thing, stepdad was doing his thing, grandparents was doing his thing. Both of my grandfathers passed. One of them passed in prison. And so the men, my brother, he's 33 now, and he's been in prison for the last 10 years. So every man that, like, I literally ever loved with all my life has left me. My dad's gone. My stepfather, he's here, but he's gone. My brother's locked up. My husband's gone. And so I sat and I'm like, every man in my life that I've ever, like, physically would lay down my life for is gone. And that's what I've been dealing with this year. And so when he left, and then that was it. He was the last one. We think, oh yeah, our parents, they're gonna go. You know, our parents gonna get sick and they're gonna go. But when you sitting laying in the bed with somebody, oh, I'll never leave you, I can't imagine my life without. It's a difference. It's not the same. It's not the same. Don't let nobody tell you your parent and your husband leaving is the same. It's not the same. I feel you can definitely deal with accepting the loss of a parent easier than the loss of a spouse. Because it's just a different expectation. You expect your parent at some point to go. You don't really expect your spouse to go till you go. Like I'm gonna be with him forever, and we gonna grow old like them pictures on Facebook, right? When we see the old pictures on Facebook. So it's a difference. So I'm processing it different, and I wake up and I say, okay, he's not here. And then there's this sense of freedom. This sense of freedom that I've never had before. Ever had before. Because I went from, okay, I got this brother, I'm 10, he here. Where my mom and his daddy at, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm taking care of this brother of mine. And not that we were left abandoned or anything, but they were definitely doing them during this period of me and my brother growing up. And so I'm like, so I went from my brother to my husband. I took care of him. Like he did, I took care of my brother, and then I took care of my husband fully. And so now he's gone. And I still got this business I want to do. I still got kids looking at me. I still got this. If I were to give up, if I had ever thought about giving up, which I did, but if I had went through and let that thought process in me, I would not, it would be horrible. I don't have any room, and none of you have any room to go left. You don't. It's too many people that depend on you. And that is what kept my vision in front of me, kept me getting on calls, kept me calling Boomy. And there's going to be times when you're going to end up on a ledge. And when I ended up on a ledge, I called my aunt. I called my Aunt Ann, who lost her husband. And I'm like, I need to call somebody who like literally know what I feel right now. I don't want to talk to you because you went through the divorce. It's not the same thing. You can call that man and cuss him out when you find out about the other kid. I can't call him and cuss him out when I find out he had an extra seed out here. Yeah. It's not the same. Yeah. So I had to call somebody who know what type of ledge that I'm on. So I called my aunt. Don't talk to her at all, really. Haven't seen her in years. See her now on Facebook, and don't hate Facebook. I'm really thankful for Facebook. I really am, because it keeps, if you use it for the right tool, it can be helpful to you. And I called her, and she just let me do whatever I wanted to do. But that's my dad's side of the family. We pretty much, we do what we want. That side right there, we free in that area. That's what I get from it. And she did. That phone call, she gave me a sense of freedom. She allowed me to cry, be mad, say he pissed me off. She allowed me to do whatever, all that, and then we end up laughing. Told me to make sure I go get some help and send them kids to get some help. So I'm gonna send them kids to get some help, but I think I'm doing all right a little bit sometimes. So, but thank you, Marcel. So I just want to say that there is going to be storms. I would have never thought like my storm would be this. Like I did, God, I was like, this is not what I thought. And you have to know who you are. And that's when once he left, I'm really finding myself. And I say that because I always tell God, like he never, like you know, people be like, ooh, I heard a whisper from God. I heard a whisper, and I heard him softly speak in my ear. He does not come to me like that. That's not how God speaks to me. He speaks to me just like this. Erica, this is about to happen right now. Boom. I never hear him in a whisper. My message always comes with thunder. Always comes with thunder. I never hear him whisper, and I have learned to accept that. So when stuff like this happened now, since he gone, when I lost a house, when I lost a car, I was like, okay, that's just God. That's how he roll with me. This is just how we get down. He come, he take right then, and then he replays. I was blessed to have raised a child that could go and purchase me another car. So God is good. And people thought, oh, you got her. She was able to, she had the money to do it, and her name was good, and all of this to get you a new car, and it's a 2015, and you still riding looking good. It ain't even about all that. It's about that I raised a child that was willing to do it. Because there's some, I can't even say I would do it for mama. I'm not the greatest child to my mother. Like, people say, oh, your relationship is not normal. What is normal? Like, but we good. I love my mom, I do. But no, our relationship is not the typical mother-daughter relationship. Like, we don't snuggle. We don't, we might kiss now, like, maybe. But I know she loves me, and she knows I love her. But no, we're not the typical mother-daughter. And so when stuff happens, you just got to know whatever you are with whoever you are, it's okay. And I tell her that all the time. It's okay. No, we're not normal. It's okay. We whatever this is. So, and you just got to take whatever this is what we are. And I do that with everybody. You have to learn not to have, with your visions, there's no middle ground. With your life, there ain't no middle ground. And I tell people, you either going to love me or you going to hate me. You either going to have a vision and go through with it, or you not. You can't just be, I'm on my way to the vision. No, you either on your way to your goals or you not. There's no middle ground. And that's with life. No, don't allow anybody to have a middle ground with you. You either down with me or not. That's how I dealt with my husband. It was no middle ground. When I made a decision to say, this is who I'm dealing with and I'm choosing to deal with it, I dealt with him exactly how he was. And that was my choice. There's no regrets. No regrets with the kids, no regrets with how we lived or how we didn't, or what we had and what we didn't have. There is absolutely no regrets because I made a conscious decision. He didn't pull my hand. He ain't put a gun in my head and tell me to stay. I could have left at any time. At any point, I made a decision. Once you make the decision to do anything, stick with it. However it ended up, that's what it did. My husband knew he was not going to be here long. The universe knew he was not going to be here long. That's why I'm able to just say, when I wake up and be like, okay, what now? I'm free. I can do whatever I want. I'm able to go out and do that thing because he freed me. And he freed me. I'm sad. I miss him. I love him to death. But dang, what if he wouldn't have left, right? Then where would I be? Like, I would still be that little girl taking care of this man. He didn't want to be that, right? He didn't want to be taken care of in that way with no legs. That's not what he wanted. There's some people that want that. That wasn't him. And I tell people all the time. People say, oh, well, when you go get you a new boo, he would want you to move on. No, he wouldn't. No, I ain't gonna let y'all tell that loud, and that may be good for some people. But let me tell you, he might want me to be happy, but he ain't up in the sky talking about, oh, that's a good one for her. Nope, that's not him. He don't want me for nobody else. But we laugh about that all the time. But so my point is that I got so many points. I hope I've helped anybody today. Is that you have to. There was a lot. And this year, something else might happen. You just never know. And so you gotta be willing, to keep that circle tight. Like, any foolery, hey, I'm in control of this day. I can't talk to you, not right now. And then we're talking about music. I love Tamala Man, I do. I can't listen to her in the car. That's just not what, because if Tamala Man gonna have me like this. Yolanda Adams gonna have me like, I have created a newfound love for rap music, like hardcore back in the day rap music. That's what I listen to when I get in my car. There are days when I need Tamala Man, when I'm in the bed and but there are days that I just don't go towards gospel music with a long handle spoon. I just don't. And I'm okay with that. So, and people know when they get in my car, my daughter sometimes, she be like, whoa, what is that? Like, nope, come on. We got to get there. I deal with babies a lot. I can't show up with a baby after listening to Yolanda Adams and Kirk, maybe Kirk Franklin, but not Yolanda Adams. I can't. I gotta get my I have to be in the right energy and in the right flow. And sometimes gospel music is good for your spirit, but it takes you to another place. And I get to that place sometimes and just get stuck there for way too long. And that's another thing. A lot, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad when you lose somebody. It's okay, but what you cannot do is definitely not get stuck there. And I made conscious decisions. And I told Boomy the other day, she was like, "You're doing so good." I was like, "Yeah, but it's a daily decision to do good." Like, I gotta wake up, like, okay, I'm not sad. My kids have not allowed me to move the ashes out the living room yet, so we had them cremated, so the ashes are still in the living room. And so I'm letting them process that, when they come over, they still want to go tap the urn or whatever. I'm ready to move it, And he knows, people know you. He knows that about. He said, I never had an attachment to anything but him. But I don't. I like attachments to things and stuff like that. I'm not a hoarder. I can get rid of stuff really, really quick. And so he not going to be in that living room for long. He know he going to be put up in a closet somewhere. And we okay with that. Like, I've come to a place where I'm just okay with everything. And I tell my daughter, that's my new thing for this year. Don't make something out of nothing. Live your life to the fullest. Write it down. Make a vision plan. Don't make something out of nothing. Keep your circle tight. Keep positive people in your life. I got one friend, I love her to death. But when she called me, she like, "So, how you doing?" And I'm like, I'm good. Like, I have to, like, breathe. Don't take me there. Like, I don't do this. That's where that, I don't cry on Saturday. I don't cry. I say it every day. Every day I get up, I be like, okay, today's Sunday. I don't cry on Sunday. And I say it every day. So when tomorrow comes and something try to hit me, I don't do that. But when I need to, I do. I don't keep it in. I cry. I scream. I cuss at them. I do everything. I call them every. Now I can call them like all these good names, right? That I couldn't call them before because it would have been labeled disrespect. But now I get to call them whatever I want to, and I feel like he's allowing me to do that. And so, if you take anything from this message today, I am seriously serious about always make a conscious decision to do better, to do life better, even in the midst, even in, death, we all gotta go. Like, we don't want to go, we don't want to see people go, but we all gotta go. And I just encourage everybody that when dealing with grief, find your lesson. Like, when dealing with anything, find your lesson, whatever lesson it is. My lesson was, I allowed this big old presence of a man to just kind of take me under, and that's what it was. And I got to be able to say that out loud. So, he's gone. I'm free. And, sometimes it feel weird when you lose somebody and you wake up. You're like, dang, I used to go get a coffee with him on Sundays, like 9. But then it's like, dang, I get to go get coffee on Sunday by myself. And, I get to do all these things. I get to travel. He didn't like traveling. The plane was going to crash. Somebody's going to steal his wallet. It was just like that. So, it's, now I get to do all these things. And you can be happy in doing them. And that you can be happy and grieve. Like, I am super happy that I get to, now I have this whole new life I get to live. Because I just wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have. I would have just been the wife and the mother. And now the kids are getting old. Who knows? He would have stayed. My kids would have got grown. I probably would have shot his ass. Like, what you been doing for the kids gone now, okay? But so now I just have this new life to feel. My kids are seeing me be more vibrant and doing more things, and I'm connecting with different people that I hadn't been connected with, and it's just a blessing. So within the loss, you have to sometimes think, was it really a loss? Within the divorce, was that really a loss that he left? Was that really a loss that she left? Even friendships, we lose close friends due to pettiness or whatever. you know, they may not be physically gone, but they're just not in your life no more. But was it really a loss? So I think about that every day. Like I don't want to consider him gone, you know, a loss. He's gone, and then now I get to live. I get to be free. He freed me, and that's what I'm taking from him being gone. Is that he made a decision to free me. So I love him for that. Like, I appreciate him so much more now that he's gone, because he did something great for me. He allowed me to be free. He loved me just that much that he thought enough of me to free me. So I love y'all.